Why credit is actually ruining people's lives. Y'all probably felt the message just from the title. Cause I'm thinking about myself, and I'm gonna talk about myself. I had credit from I was like 18. My mom had put me on her credit, so I could buy I probably had $30,000 worth of credit from time I was 18, 19. I would say 19, 19, 20, 21 up in there. And I blew it. I blew it. I literally blew it. I blew all that money, man, on the dumbest shit. Then I had a girlfriend at the time, found out about that I had decent credit and had me buying her jewelry and all kind of dumb shit. And that's what most of us do. We get credit and we think it's free money. We don't realize we gotta pay it back. What I'm telling y'all to do is don't focus on your credit. I've spent probably a couple $1,000s trying to fix my credit and a lot of time. Probably a couple $1,000s and definitely a lot of time trying to fix my credit. And all it kept doing is going up and down, up and down, up and down. No matter how much you fix your credit, they're gonna always try to find a way to ruin your credit. If you notice that. Because once you fix your credit, if you get credit cards and you don't use those credit cards, they take those credit cards away. And that ruins your credit. That drops your score. So when you have credit, you actually have to use it. You actually have to use it. And the way I recommend you use it is that you buy everything you want on your credit cards, but pay it off at the end of the month. Most people are not going to do that. Most people are not going to do that. Okay? Most people are not going to do that. God forbid an emergency come up or something like that. You're in a hospital, you just swiping your card, your babies need something, your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend needs something. You just swiping your card. Going out to eat, you finding every holiday you need to buy something. Credit is one of the worst things that happen to people. The worst things. The worst things. The worst things. What you need to do before you have credit is you need to buy property. You need to buy a piece of land. You need to buy somewhere to live. Oh, how can I do that if I don't have credit? Watch my previous videos. I'll show you. Very easy. I show everybody how to do it. How to buy land. Land is its own equity. Land is its own collateral. Okay. Or get in a mastermind 754-229-0940. I show you how to buy a piece of land, simultaneously leveraging the land to borrow money to buy the land. Essentially, that's what I teach. Okay. Again, I teach you how to buy a piece of land, any piece of land, simultaneously leverage the land as collateral to buy the land. And also buy from tax deeds and all that stuff, right? I've been doing this for a long time. I've been on YouTube a long time, since 2017, showing people this stuff, teaching this stuff. Just watch all my videos. Definitely not a scam. If it was, people would have been done expose me or whatever already. I just keep going. I had a bigger channel, but they took down my channel because I was talking about the vaccines and all that foolishness. So I'm building this channel back up. But once you guys realize all you really need to do is buy a piece of land, pay for that land, pay off that land, learn about real estate through acquiring that land, putting that land in a trust, everything that goes with purchasing that land. Now you have a skill. Now you have something that you have learned that you can then go borrow money. Okay, that you can then go borrow money to scale, to make bigger. But if you don't have a skill, you don't have a business, you don't have anything, and you just running around getting credit, you're gonna buy nothing but liabilities, and that is the problem. You don't have any skill, nothing, and all you're doing is buying liabilities. Buy property, land specifically first, then fix your credit. Okay, I'm telling you, that is the key. That is the key. Okay? If everybody in the world would buy property first, learn the skill of acquiring real estate properly from the ground up, okay, everybody would be financially free. But you're not financially free because they keep you in this loophole of credit. They keep you in a debt trap. They keep you in a bad debt trap. Okay? They keep you in the bad debt trap. Okay? That is why most people are broke. Let's just keep it 100. Let's just keep it real. Most people are broke from being in the bad debt trap. All right? So basically, no matter how much money you make, I don't care if you make $100,000 a year, $250,000 a year, $1 million a year. Like I was watching this video with this girl, she's a rapper or something, entertainer. She made $1 million in a year and was broke. It doesn't matter how much money you make, okay? If you don't change something up here, you'll always be broke. It doesn't matter how great your credit is. If you don't change something up here, your credit will go bad in no time. Okay? Look at all these people that got all this money, PPP loans and all this money, 2020, 2021. Where is the money now? Gone. Don't know where it is. Them people back at their jobs, them people back hustling, them people back on the streets, a lot of them in jail and prison, all because nothing changed up here. That's like giving a little baby, a little 2-year-old, say a little 5, 6, 7-year-old $1 million. They're just gonna blow it on toys, clothes, a bunch of foolishness, and that's what's happening. They gave all that money to a bunch of babies. They gave all that money to a bunch of ignorant adolescents. Okay? Most people do not know what to do with credit. You're supposed to take credit and buy more assets. You're not supposed to take credit and go out to dinner and pay that bill in 2-3 years. Now that $100-$200 dinner is $200 to $600. It done double and triple. Okay? Most people, if you do not have financial literacy, you don't need credit. If you do not have financial literacy, 100%, you don't need credit. On top of it, if you don't own property, you do not need credit. And I want to say, if you don't own property that you acquired yourself, it was not handed down to you, because a lot of people, when property's handed down to them, they still don't have the financial literacy. Once you acquire property, land specifically, and you learn all the ins and outs, take about 2-3 years to learn all the ins and outs of that of acquiring property, put it in a trust. Okay? Starting a business, I don't care if it's a storage business, an Airbnb business, I don't care what kind of business you start on that land, and it's going great. Then you go fix your credit. Then you apply for more credit to go fix up the land, do what you need to do to the land to make more money. The purpose of credit is to doing what you need to do to make more money. Credit is not free money. You have to pay that money back. You have to pay that money back. This is why I don't like credit. I don't talk about credit or anything like that. All I teach is land. Because, I like what some people be saying about credit, and how to fix their credit and stuff like that, M1, M500 and stuff like that. But what these guys don't really teach you is financial literacy with that credit, what goes with that credit. What they never say is you have to pay that money back. All they want to tell you is, man, I can get you 100,000 credit, 200,000 credit. I can teach you how to, some of them would say I can teach you how to build a business with that credit. But what they don't tell you What they don't emphasize, I should say, what they don't emphasize is you have to pay that money back. Right after they say, well, I can get you $100,000, or I get you $1,000,000, $200,000. By the way, let me emphasize, you are gonna have to pay that money back. That is what they need to be telling you after they tell you they can get you that money. But they're not gonna do it because they know soon as they say you have to pay that money back, people are gonna actually think. People are going to actually think and be like, damn, you're right, we're gonna have to pay that money back, man. I don't even want that money because I know I ain't gonna be able to pay it back. They know that. They know people are simply gonna say, people not gonna call them. They're not gonna sell their courses. They're not gonna be successful because they are pretty much, I don't want to say scamming people, but they're not telling the whole truth. They're not telling the whole truth. If all these credit fix-it gurus tell people it's not free money, you're gonna have to pay this money back, they would not sell any courses. Okay, they would not sell any courses. Okay, and a lot of them will tell you, hey, when you do get that money, go buy a house, go buy 2-3 houses. Most people do not know how to be landlords. That's what happened in 2020, 2021, 2022. All these people got all this PPP money, went and started businesses, went and bought properties, tried to become landlords, and failed miserably. Went and started, I know a few people went and started Airbnb businesses, went and bought houses to start Airbnb businesses and put all that money in the house, watching all these gurus talking about they making millions doing Airbnb. People went and bought cars to rent on Turo. Even David Never Sleeps, I think his name is, lost a lot of money listening to these gurus telling him they made all this money from buying cars, luxury cars, and renting them on Turo. Okay? If you cannot make money without money, you do not need credit. Credit is for people that can make money with money. I'm going to say that again. Credit is for people that know how to make money with money. If you do not know how to make money without money, okay, and it's very easy to do, I can teach you that too. If you don't know how to create an offer and make money without money, or very little money, you have no business with a credit cards or anything like that. You have no business charging dinners and clothes and shoes and all kind of foolishness on no credit card. Like seriously, you're ruining your life. And when you teach your offsprings to do stuff like this, your husbands, your wives, to fix their credit and all this type of foolishness, you're ruining their lives and their credit also. You are most definitely ruining. Okay? Most definitely ruining your lives. You're gonna have to file bankruptcy. You're gonna have to start all over again anyway. All right? Now, if you're one of these people that know how to finesse the system and mess up your credit completely and then get bounced right back in 6 months, you know how to finesse the system and take stuff off your credit, all praises to you. Do what you do. But the average person does not know how to do that. The average person, once their credit is screwed up, they're gonna have to pay that money back, or they're gonna have to pay somebody to take that shit off their credit. Okay? They're gonna have to pay that money back, or they're gonna have to pay somebody a whole bunch of money to take that stuff off their credit. All right? If you're an average man or woman, the first thing you need to do is acquire some land, no money, very low money down, no credit, absolutely no credit. Cultivate that land, build a business on that property. I'll show you how to put a barn on that property, start you a bench store or any type of store, start you a barbershop on that property, a beauty salon and a barbershop, a little barbecue pit place, There's so many things you can do on your land. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. All right, especially out in the country. People need little stuff in the neighborhoods. People want somebody in every little country neighborhood. People be sitting around, dang, I wish somebody was grilling and selling barbecue right now. I wish somebody was frying fish right now, frying chicken. They got to drive all the way by 20 minutes to go get them some fried chicken or some barbecue. They got to drive all the way by 20 minutes to get their hair cut, their hair did. Out here in the country, man, if you just have one convenience to give people, you know, you just put a building on your property and you sell hardware stuff, you could almost buy from a real retailer and bump it up 20% and have that store in your neighborhood and people will buy from you. Okay? And people will buy from you. All right? It's so easy. It's too easy. You might not be, you're definitely not going to become no millionaire overnight or nothing like that. But you can provide yourself some decent extra income by just putting a business on your land. Okay? You could start a racetrack thing where people race cars. You know, if it's a track where people race dirt bikes, where people just go out there and ride their dirt bikes. They don't have to race or anything like that. They can just go out there, ride their dirt bikes in mud and stuff like that and hang out, and you just charge them to park. Or a membership fee, $10, $20. Come out there, hang out, bring your own liquor, whatever, make them sign a waiver. You can do that every weekend. It become a thing. Start a hole in the wall type of situation, an outdoor hole in the wall type of situation. Okay? Learn, just keep trying different businesses until you get the perfect business for your neighborhood, for your land. Okay? And once you get the perfect situation, the perfect business for you, on your business, on your land, then you fix your credit, then you go borrow more money to improve your property, to make more money on your property. Other than that, people really don't need credit. You really don't need credit. All right? Anyhow, that's my little 2 cents. I love you guys. I hope you can hear, you know, I've got my window down. But I'm telling you, man, you take a neighborhood like this, ain't nothing but trees for miles and miles. And all the people in these back roads and stuff like that, we gotta ride 20, 30 minutes to the nearest city, most of us, okay, to get anything major done. If you were the type of person, you own this piece of land over here, okay, and this person in that house over there, all these people within a 5-minute, 10-minute circumference of you, I'm telling you, would combine from you. All of them would combine from you. Especially if you know all your neighbors, you cool with all your neighbors, and all that type of stuff. Let me tell you, anybody with a hole in the wall type of little club out here in the country make money. They don't become millionaires or nothing like that, but they make enough money to be straight. They make, you know, a little $500 on a weekend, $1,000 on a weekend, you know, a little hole in the wall. You charge to get in, and or you charge to get in, yeah, and or you charge for the food and you know, liquor and stuff like that, you know. Anyhow, guys, get in the mastermind. 754-229-0940. 754-229-0940. Love you guys. Peace. I personally answer my phone. 754-229-0940.